Hi guys, welcome to this new coding session where we'll be coding this design into HTML and CSS. So to get this elegant website. Now this is just simple. If you have like any if you have been working with HTML and CSS, so this video will cover the entire process of going through it, and maybe I'll also cover the bugs and things like that if I face in the coming time. But yeah, so I've gathered all of the files, assets, images required for this project in this folder, and I've created index.html and style.css under CSS. So yeah, so this is one of the good practices where you separate your CSS and HTML and probably a JS JavaScript file and others too. Yeah, so that's the better practice approach. Yeah, so now let's directly get into it. So I've opened up the browser live server. So first of all, let's start with the boilerplate inside the HTML. Sorry, this is style. Into the boilerplate, we'll change its name to the title, which is designership. Yep, designership. And then first of all, I'll get the fonts required for this project. So two of the fonts are, uh, if we see, one is Calistoga and other one is Space Protest. So I'll just quickly get into the Google fonts and then get those required fonts. So the Space Protest, I'll add it up, and 500, 600 maybe, or maybe I'll include all of this so that we don't have to face any problem later on. So I'll just copy it and then put it out inside the head tag. This is good, and the other one is something like uh, I don't know what it is, Calistoga. So we'll go and find Calistoga. Yeah, so I'll get into it, and so it has only one version. We'll put it out, copy the link, and then just paste it below the previous font. Okay, and then uh, I will. Yeah, so this is good for now. So I'll just probably copy these uh, font names in the CSS just for the reference. We'll do same for the space grotesque. space grotesque. So let's check out. Seems to be good. Now let's do link CSS first of all. The very basic thing. We'll link CSS, and then let's get into CSS and do very basic things. I will first remove the initial padding and margin that is had, and box sizing to border box, so that will fix the layout issue. And then uh, I want to set the very first thing is the background. So this is the color of the background. We'll get into the body and background color. We'll set this color right over there. Yeah, that seems good. Now let us give some padding from top, just a little, and a little more relative to the top to give this structure. So I'll give body padding of I don't know, maybe 2 rem or maybe 3 rem, and sidewise 4 rem maybe. And then let's just first create this snap so that we can see how much of padding we gave. Okay, now let's get and build a navbar, and then inside of which we will put this contents. So first let's go with the logo, inside of which I had put the logo svg file, which is, and then okay, so here it is, looks quite nice. Now let's create a section for this nav links, which will be nav links, under which we'll have links. Maybe we'll just better go with basic thing. I need that for right now. Home, products, and shop. Sorry for that. We'll set blank the location point because we don't want that right now. Products, and we have a shop. Yep. And then we'll go with this button nav links over here, and nav buttons over here, of which we will set button of I don't know, just ptn. One will have id of login, button login. Now we are using this button class so to give this proper padding, shape, and things like that, and a specific id to give individual color, like one has a primary background while other has secondary. So we have that thing, or maybe we'll go with button primary because we are using that thing here too. So First one is login. Second is sign up. So my bad. I should be replacing this login as secondary features while sign up as primary. Okay, now that's done. Now let's just get into CSS and quickly make it up. So we'll select a nav and then give it a display of flags and justify content space between. Yep, that seems good. Now let's just clean it up. Now we'll get into the nav links. Yep, that's correct. If I get into the nav links, and so I want them to be flags. That's good. And justify content space evenly. Item center. Yep. And now let's get into this. Nav links A, which are the links itself. We will remove the list decoration style, something like that. Decoration none. That should be good. Yep. And we'll set the color to white. Now, first of all, importantly, let's give the side margin of 5.15 frame. Yeah, that's quite less, so we'll go with 1 rem maybe. Yeah, that's good. Now let's first set up the font of that, which is space grotesque. So we'll copy that and then put it on. Now if we go and see, that's good already. Now we have to reduce the font size to probably 0.9 rem. Up. Now let's increase the font weight, and then let's also increase the letter spacing to 0.1 rem, I guess. That's good. Now, first of all, I think we should give the secondary color and then set the white to the active link. So it is this color for the nav link. We'll go ahead and give it this color. Yep, that's better. Now let's just give active class. Now let's just go ahead and inside active class we'll give color of white. Uh, okay, so Probably, uh, let me just check it out. What's the issue with this? If I go ahead and give it a, it wouldn't be good to give because link if I go and set it. So probably let's get rid of it and set it ID to active. So we use hashtag for ID and that's good. Okay, that is good enough. Now let's go ahead and design the button. The classic button btn will go ahead and give padding of top, maybe 1 rem, from side 1.3 rem, something like that. That's way more enough. 0.5 rem. Okay, that's good. We'll remove border to none, outline to none, and then font, the same font, which is bold, and then border radius of 8 pixel, which I looked already before going for this video. So maybe 5 pixel, pretty good. Now let's go ahead and give one thing color of white, what they have. Okay, now let's go ahead and give the color. Now the secondary, btn secondary will have a color of 2929 repeated, and we will have this one right here. So if we go ahead and change it to id instead, and yep, that's good. It's background color actually. Here we go. And if we go and give this button of margin right, yes, that's good. We are done with the navigation. Let's go ahead and do the landing page, the hero section. Okay, so we'll just go and make two sections. One will be this uh, content content one. So I will make one content kind of hero content maybe good. It's usually for most of the time we have to consider giving proper name so that later when we come up to this project we can have a clear understanding of what is going on back then when we were doing the things, so that the debugging and things like that will get easier in the future time. So yeah, having said that, inside of which we will set the flex display and flex direction to row so that we can get this thing. But before that we have to put out the content inside. So yeah, and one thing to remember or note is that we have this different color variants in the text. So we will be using span for this and for this full stop, and that will be good to go. Yep. Inside of which we will put h1 and heading, inside of which we will put master classes from design veterans. Design will be inside span of view text and veterans. Design veterans and we again have a span with blue text. This is gonna be full stop. That's good. Now let's go ahead and give this subtitle. I'll just copy that and then create a paragraph with subheading class, inside of which I'll put this thing. That's good. And let's go create a same like this. We'll just copy the this same component which we did just a couple of minutes ago. We'll just copy this and then paste it over here. That's easy it is. That's how it is. Done. Okay, so we need to replace the classes. So the text of the first button will be enroll now, and the other will be ask questions. Now let's replace the ID so that the color gets replaced. Yeah, that's it. Now let's go ahead and okay, so there is text but it's too small. So first of all, what we better do is give margin top of this section. Let's go ahead and give CSS to this hero. Margin top of, I don't know, maybe 4 run, and let's go ahead and give font size of way higher, 4 maybe, color to white, and fonts family Okay, so finally we are using this thing. Yeah, so we'll just copy that, put it out. Let's go ahead and see the result. That's good, but the font weight is way more than we need, I guess. I don't know. First of all, let's just mm, we'll just tackle with that later on. Let us go with the subheading, or rather, this blue text whose color will be the primary one. Here we go. And then let us give color of this subheading. I'll just copy the font color, and then inside subheading we'll give this color and the font family. So what we can better do is we can just take out this font because this is grotesque is been used many times. I'll just put it out, and then I'll just remove wherever the space grotesque font is used, and whenever Calistoga is used I'll just explicitly mention there, so that will be easier for us. So if we go ahead and take a look, that's good. Now we need to put mm, mm, this this design, and this haven't got the thing. Not yet, sorry, but we'll rather copy this font and then put it here. That's good. Now let us put a space in between this content. For that, I will give margin, vertical margin from subheading. Yep. Uh, Now let's just go ahead and give this illustration so that the content gets squeezed in, and then there is proper layout content. We have this hero content, outside of which we'll put image directly, which will be hero image, which is gonna be 3D graphics. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, that's good. Now we have to give a display flex to this hero section so that the illustration gets aligned to the right next to the content in the rightward direction. So yeah, we display flex direction to row, which is by default, but I have mentioned so that it is specific. Okay, now there is this space. For that, I will set the image size, which is the class is hero image. I'll just take it and give it a width of, I don't know, let's just experiment with it until we find the final good result. Width of probably, nope, that's way too small. That's considerable, but these two things are aligned. So inside hero, I will go ahead and give justify content space between and align item center so that both of those are aligned perfectly. Okay, it is getting its shape, but we don't want that completely. First of all, okay, let's just increase its line height of subheading to, I don't know, maybe 0.2 rem, something like that. That's way too small. Yeah, that's good. Uh, Also, we want to get rid of this space. So let's just inspect it and find the issue. Okay, so this image is massive. So we'll be better with removing this margin top of zero because the width of image is already high enough. So sorry for that. Now if we decrease the image size, maybe 50 is already good enough. So maybe we can go ahead and give these align items to top and margin top for hero section bit a bit, and then decrease the width just a little. I don't know. Let's just see the current thing. Okay. Uh, just the thing is okay. First of all, let's just increase the horizontal padding of the body to 700 maybe. Okay. And maybe let's give the overflow to hidden, overflow x hidden. That's good. Now we would be better with mm, let us decrease the width just a little. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, this is it, guys. Each and everything done from scratch. So yeah, this is how we do it, and I think this video is probably long to follow. and but it does worth it. I mean you can learn so much, like designing individual things, and then proper design approach and structure layout and things like that. Yeah, anyway, this is it guys. I'll see you next one. Have a great time.